Welcome to Warblog. Today we're looking at the Jalmeh offensive. Oh, it's a quiz. I've forgotten about that. Okay, so basically this is Hayat Tahrir, al-Sham and the National Front for Liberation assaulting Jalmeh, but they're pushed back after airstrikes from the Syrian and Russian air forces, so they're attacking that place there. There's a quiz. This is who is the National Front for Liberation backed by? It's going to be Turkey, isn't it? Oh, yeah. Who carried out the? Oh, I remember this. The initial. So basically, yeah, who carried out the initial suicide vehicle-borne improvised explosive device attack on Jalmeh? I can't remember who it was, but I'm pretty sure it's an Abu, because there's three, and I'm going to go with that one. I've actually put in two. Maybe it should only be one, but right. Units from which division were stationed in Jalmeh, the 11th? Which governor is Jalmeh in? I don't know. Where was the attack on Jalmeh launched from? Jalmeh. Jalmeh is down here somewhere, I'm pretty sure it is there. The only thing to say about this is nothing at all, really. I can't remember now. I've got 4 out of 5, so I've got that one wrong. Yeah, it's hammer. Okay. So, well, we'll just jump into play mode, because it's been a while since I looked at this, so I don't really know, but from memory, it's the drawing tool out, they're actually quite weak. Now, they've obviously got this sort of front down here, which, although we could sort of zip through here, it's really, it's a facing off area. They can't really attack these units, and they can't really attack back. But obviously their objective is under there, Jalmeh. You'll notice that there's obstructions on these approach roads. So essentially they've got to sort of get through these units. Now there aren't too many of them really, but we've got the sort of insurgents who can do something, somewhere. So presumably one of the strategies is going to have to involve maybe going around. It's not rockets, well, I don't want to do it that way. Going around like that. Or through here, like that. So, when you when you sort of look at it, there's only 3 in defence, and then there's 2 back here. Yeah, they're both the same. So, and these are the forces. So these ones here are the other ones. And so we're basically looking at somehow breaking through somewhere. Now I think that the way to break through is to go sort of, as I've sort of already indicated, through here, like that. So that would make this hex, and this hex the key hexes. And we don't want to go through these sort of barricades. And I think the key thing would be, this is the main assault force. We've got to leave these here to face off that. So the main assault force is just going to have to sort of pile along that line. Now here, I think we could possibly push these 2 against that, just to sort of engage it really, and to keep it from sort of supporting these. I don't think we really want to be attacking this unit, we'll let them sort of decide what they're going to do, I think. And I think much of it is really going to be initially down to how quickly these units can get there. Now, one thing I was just thinking is, as I was talking there, maybe worth just mentioning, is that depending on how long these take to get there, because these are only 3, so they're not going to get there any particularly quickly, this could almost be like a feigned attack, like a sort of, I can't remember the word, sort of a bluff, so to speak, or an attack that you make to draw the enemy out. Sort of think there's an attack going in for this field. This field has strategic importance all of a sudden. Drawing out reserves from here to protect the field, and then going in with the main attack. Those sorts of things are actually more significant in war than anything else. Not knowing where the enemy is and what the enemy is actually trying to do. Whereas in a game, you know pretty well that you're doing it because it's there. But anyway, so let's just get into it. I'm going to move these up like this. Alright, Syrian and Russian is going first. That shouldn't happen, so I'll need to do that. I'll have to modify that game. I'm going to do that now. Well, actually, I don't know what's gone wrong now. I must have pressed the end turn accidentally when I started. Not noticed, because they were already in the correct order. So, that'll keep the zones of control. I mean, they could go under there, but I'm not going to do that. Okay, so this guy. Okay, so he's got plenty of movement left. So let's use these units. Insurgent action succeeded, and they're depression 3. Succeeded, so it's pushing 6. Well, let's just put them there so they're out of the way. So we're going to push these units to knock that one out now. No more moves. Okay, well I'm going to do what I said I was going to do there. Let's just see how that works out. So we're going to be worth, in theory, 10. Not going to be a 1 to 1. Yeah, so we're 11. That all added up, I should have. But because they're regulars, they don't get the AR. And didn't get a depression either. Okay, let's push into here. Well, before I do, still got a bit of movement. Let's try and get this. There's still something wrong here. Let me just pause that. Okay, I had a little tweak with that. Let's see what the effect is. An exchange. Still got their movement. Okay, I'm not sure what's up, but let's just see what happens when I do this. Yeah, it seems to be working now. I think I figured it out. But I did an attack there and got a DR, so that was moved. So I might do it again. I might start again. We'll start again. So we know the preamble. We know that right from the start that they are going first as they should. We know we're going to do that and that. I think last time we were lucky, but let's see what we can do this time. Because last time they both won, and I'm a bit surprised. No, they're not available, are they? It's going to be worse to worse. Okay, I'm going to sort that out. Okay, so I'm going to start again. Where's the game? There it is. Play. Right, so first turn sequence is okay. Okay. It's like chess, we know the opening moves. Okay, they're available, so attack. Failed. I'm not going to do this video. Oh no, I'm fine. It's the other one. So now they're not available, so that's the difference, but they can still move. So in this instance they both fail. It's quite frustrating really, which probably means that this attack will fail. Now these ones, I think we can get them a bit further. Why has it gone that colour? Okay. So last time we pushed them out, and eliminated them, I believe. But this time it was an exchange. Now hopefully we've gone down to 0 with 1 depression, which is correct. 0 with 1 depression, so that worked properly. Okay, so they failed on this one. And this is the thing I like about these strategic things, is that you do it once and, well, maybe what I like about it is something else, but you do it once and you get a certain action, you think, well, that was too easy. You do it another game and you get a completely different action and they failed. So what we can say in that other one, which was an alternate reality, they did really well, because the insurgents went in and did 6 points of damage, which meant that when we attacked them they were worth over less than half, and they were eliminated. So we got the perfect sort of, you know, set of odds in our favour. But this time it all went wrong and it went pear-shaped, and now we're stuck there on this sort of this line which has not been broken. So we're trying to get through to the Syrians' turn. So what they're going to do? Well, they're really just going to sit there, but so we don't want to go in for any one-to-ones. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. So we could move these forward, but I think not. We could move these back. That's a possibility, but I think not. Hayat Tahrir, al-Sham. Well, the insurgents will be used up now. Now we've got rockets coming in. There's the other rocket guy. I thought I'd solved that problem, and now they were the code is messed up, but I seem to be on a run for spotting things that are not right. I sort of fixed that so that the other problem wasn't working. Now we've got a different inverse problem. So they're showing there and there. Now they're only showing here, but sometimes they're not. So I've sorted that one out as well. Right. Anyway, how much damage did we do? 3.3. Well, if they're worth, say, 2, if they're dug in, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, surely we don't need all of these to get good odds, but I don't want to think. And as a result of that, not wanting to think, I'm just going to use them all. Will this be more than 7 to 1? I did actually calculate in my head it would be about 10 to 1. But I should have said it, shouldn't I? I should have staked my claim. Okay. But we just pushed them back. Okay, well that's okay, because now we've got access to what's its face. Well, let's try and push this out. exchange. Okay. And do we want to push an attack there? Do we want to try and eliminate that unit maybe? DR. We've still got a little bit of movement. Let's go for it. They're going to be worth like... No, it's not worth it. Right. End of turn. Well, we're going to have to start thinking now. He's at 8.3, so we really can't afford to move. We might as well give that position up and go here. But that wasn't very good. And we might as well sit with him. Do we want to lose our dug-inness to push these units back as we could? We're not likely to do a lot of damage, and that'll be a 2 to 1, so it's not amazing odds either. And these are all just going to face off. So, well, we're keeping that at bay. I really want to push them out. Should have something there. Leave it at that. Well, might as well just push everyone into there. Okay, rockets. So they both appear there properly, but next turn this one will vanish. So we destroyed that unit. So we come back in here and go back, it should reappear. So that's obviously something I might be able to do now, isn't it? Okay, I think I sorted that. It's sorted, but the question is, are there any unintended consequences? The bane of programming life. Okay. Okay, so we just did some rocket attacks. But I don't think we have any more left. How much we do? We've got one. Okay. And they're still there. No effect, no. No effect. Well, at least we destroyed that other one. Attack a retreat. Ouch. Now, I didn't have to retreat because they were irregulars, but their movement has gone to 0, which at least makes some sense. And they didn't get any depressions for that. Okay, well, they're still going to hold in there in defence. And should at least recover from the rocket fire. So, the situation is that Jalmeh is under intense assault by a mix of Hayat Tahrir al-Sham and National Front for Liberation units. Well, they can't afford to attack it. So they've got to just sit there firing rockets at it. And hopefully it works. 0.8, 1.7, 0.3. So that one will recover, that one will recover, but that one will have some residual effect. But we can't attack them, they're just too strong. But what we can do is do an attrition attack, which was unsuccessful. Okay, so it's turning into a bit of a stalemate, but here we have the Syrian and Russian Air Force to come in. Well, let's just have a quick review of the situation. So they're at 3.3, 2. So do we split it and go for these? So 1.9, 1.7, 0. Okay. Well, they're not small enough to attack, but I think they will be available soon. So much so that it might be worth staying around for another turn. Are they available now? No, next turn. Get them a bit further forward. Let's fire some rockets. Oops, let's fire the rockets. Ah, 2.6, 1.8. Okay, last chance really. Not so much last chance, but we need to hold on for another turn. We're going to get those airstrikes in next, and that was unsuccessful. Okay. Let's split it as we did last time. Point 9, 2.8, 3.5, 3, 2.35, 4.1. So they're doing okay. They're still taking a pounding. And this is their last chance, because we can get these insurgents in now who are available. I did it wrong. I didn't move. Maybe artillery instead of rockets. And now they got no movement. Oh, if only there was an undo button. Bollocks. Oops, sorry. And look, oh, he's next to it. Right, this is what I meant to do. And then you're pushing in there. Take the rockets. Sometimes you have to reload it. Right. Suppression 3.9, 2.4, 3.5. So let's go for that one. Failed. Failed. It just goes to show how lucky we were on that first round. This is it. Last attack. Going to be really crappy odds. An exchange. Okay, I'm going to call it quits there because we didn't capture what's its place. We didn't capture Jalmeh. The Syrians and Russians are going to bomb them with the air power again. And they're just slowly going to whittle them away. So they're going to take that pounding, and then they're going to retreat. They'll have to retreat this way back to Jalmeh, which I think is now fallen. But that's that. I apologise for the technical difficulties throughout, because it would have been much more interesting if I hadn't had those sort of glitches. I think most of them have been sorted, although a couple of them are sort of a bit jury-rigged. The code's getting a bit messy now, and it's quite difficult to actually know what's what. But yeah, I think, to be quite honest, I could play that again and get a different result. I think I could play it again and maybe make some different strategic decisions. I'm not sure what. I don't want to play it again because I don't have time. But I'm tempted, but I'm not. I'd like to, but let's have a quick look. I think basically let's just click the play button so we can get the drawing tool. I'm not going to play it. I'm quite good at not playing games. I've got so many things I've got to do. Basically, yeah, we're bringing these up. So we want to hopefully get these insurgents in there. Try and come in here. But I think at the same time, do everything possible to come around and to block that off. And to somehow cut this off as soon as possible. So, with that in mind, let's just see how far these can get. That's it, that's their movement out. But next turn, they would definitely be able to move. They would definitely be able to move there, there, and into there, with one unit stay there and another unit into there. So we will definitely be able to take these 3 hexes. Now if he wanted to move back, he would have to move into there. So on the second turn, on the first turn, he would have to retreat back into there in order to hold it, which we couldn't stop him doing unless, well, even if we attacked him, he'd probably just retreat there. Very little we can do to stop him doing that. Well, we can move there and there and there, so we would only have one of these units to attack. So we probably wouldn't be able to get an attack on this. It's interesting really, because I think it's the situation we can't afford to have them retreating into Jalmeh, and we need to get a couple of turns with rocket fire on them before the Syrian and Russian Air Force come into play. Okay, I'll leave it at that. I'll speak to you later. Cheerio.